So for my lesson, for my flipped classroom lesson, I will be doing a second grade lesson on 3D shapes. My essential question is, what are 3D geometric shapes and how do we identify them? So for my Edpuzzle video, I chose this geometry song that talks about different geometric shapes, what their sides and faces look like, and how we see them in the real world. For example, a cone has a circular base, and they all meet at a point, and we see cones in our life when we eat ice cream, or traffic cones when we see those on the ground. Um, my standard for this lesson is 2.3. And it's analyze and draw 2- and 3-dimensional shapes having specified attributes. So for my lower activity, my first one, I have cylinder, cone, triangular, prism, and pyramid for my 4 different categories. So for my cylinder category, this would be a DOK 1 level activity, both of these activities. So for my first one, I would have the students go around the school and take pictures of any geometric shapes that they see, kind of similar to what we've done in class with finding shapes. If they don't have iPads or something to take pictures with around the classroom, they could go and make an inventory or like a list of what they see. And my other activity is to have manipulatives for the students to look at, play with, see how the faces and the sides, what they look like, and be able to label those and work on that. My next level is also DOK 1. So for the first activity, I have the students getting pieces that make up a 3D shape, and they'll need to put it together to make that shape a whole. So like for a cylinder, I would have 2 circular faces, and then the thing that connects them, they would have those pieces in front of them and they would need to put them together to make the cylinder. And the next would be a game where they will have pictures of geometric shapes in front of them, or actual shapes, if we have that available, like little blocks or something, and they can look at them, and then the students have a stack of cards. They pick up a card, and each card has a description of what the shape would look like. So if it was a cylinder, it would say 2 circular bases connected, and then they would have to find the picture or the block cylinder and match them with the description that they read. The next would be a DOK 2. My first activity for this one would be for the students to connect these shapes to their real life and write a story about how they use different geometric shapes in their real life. Like for cylinders, maybe they have a lot of cans, soup cans at home, or soda cans, something like that, just to make it relate to their real life. And then the next lesson, I have the students building a tower or a city out of the geometric blocks, and they need to try and build it as high as they can without it falling. And definitely for this one, I would be careful about getting too loud or too rowdy, so definitely have this on the carpet, or have foam blocks or something that's not so loud when they fall, just because for sensory issues for other children. And then my last set of activities would be DOK 3 level. So for this, a little more advanced, the students would be able to create their own geometric shapes using toothpicks and marshmallows. So they need to have a good understanding of the sides and the vertices and the edges that make up shapes. And with that, I would also have them write a short description of what the shape is and where they see that shape in their real life, just so they can connect it. They can connect it to real world the real world. So the next thing for this one would be having students construct their own 3D shape using nets of the 3D shape. So if they take a piece of paper, they should be able to fold it in ways that can make like a cube or a prism or a pyramid or something like that with scissors and tape. And so they would have to really think about how to fold the paper to make it into that 3D shape.